When I took the risk to visit Iran last year, I told people I was going because I wanted to see it before America and Israel destroyed it. A month later, Israel launched what became known as the 12-Day War. And now, less than a year later, they have launched this current war, one that is far more aggressive, far more destructive, and far more consequential. So I've made a decision. I am going back to Iran, alongside other journalists to cover this war as it unfolds. My visa is already approved, my ticket is already booked. Now, I'm doing this for a number of different reasons. First, I believe that this is truly a historic moment, one of those rare inflection points that will reshape the world no matter how it ends. And as someone who loves history, who tries to understand the patterns that define civilizations and conflicts, I feel a responsibility to document it. Not from a distance, not through secondhand reports, but directly on the ground in real time. I want my camera to contribute to history. I want these hands to contribute to history. I want to create something that lasts, something that future generations can look back on and say, this is what really happened during the war. And more importantly, I want you to experience this war from a perspective that I simply cannot provide you from here in the safety of my studio. There is a limit to what analysis can do from a distance. At a certain point, you just have to go and see it for yourself. Second, I want to show my solidarity with the civilians of Iran. One of my greatest regrets is that I did not go to Gaza during the height of the genocide or take part in the flotilla. That's something that really bothers me, because the truth is, these are real people living real lives who are being forced to endure unimaginable suffering because of Israel, because of Zionism, because of Jewish supremacy. Children have been slaughtered across Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and now Iran. Entire families have been wiped out. Entire communities have been destroyed. And while I speak about these things, analyze them, and build a career covering them, the reality is that I am doing so from a position of safety, and I have benefited tremendously because of it. I don't want my solidarity to exist only through a screen. I want it to exist physically, in real life, because the uncomfortable truth is that my entire career is made possible by the suffering of these people. I acknowledge that, and I carry that with me. I don't just want to be someone who benefits from their pain without ever standing beside them. I don't want to live with the idea that I pay my bills by talking about their deaths while comfortably distant from it. The thought of it has eaten at me and stripped me of peace. So I want to go there. I want to meet these people. I want to tell their stories in a way that is human, intimate, and real, something that cannot be done from thousands of miles away. I want to bear witness with my own eyes through my own lens. There is a level of understanding that simply cannot be achieved unless you are physically present on the ground. But I really want to emphasize it, because no amount of reading, no amount of analysis, no amount of secondhand footage can replace what happens when you actually go to a place, breathe its air, speak to its people, and feel its reality. Being there will sharpen my understanding. It will deepen my analysis. It will allow me to speak to you with a level of clarity and conviction that only firsthand experience can provide, whether it's to you or to anyone who decides to interview me about what's happening. And of course, there are other reasons too. Like, I really love to travel. I love meeting new people. I love stepping into unfamiliar environments. Sometimes I feel like Ibn Battuta, but with a taste for chaos. Like, for example, if I get the chance, I'll try and visit Persepolis, even if it's in the middle of the war. I've always wanted to see it, and I was kind of upset that I didn't get to do so last year. And if I get the chance after Iran, I'll try to just go next door to Afghanistan. I know it's pretty far away, but it'll be closer there than where I am now. I am who I am because of what I've consumed and experienced. The lectures I've listened to, the books and the articles that I've read, some of the most formative, eye-opening experiences of my entire life have come from travel. Whether it was to the Middle East, Africa, or South Asia, every trip I took has taught me something profound about history, culture, economics, and geopolitics. And because of that, I've always been willing to endure the discomfort that comes with these trips, because they are not easy. They wear you down physically, emotionally. You are constantly sweaty, dirty, jet-lagged, and exhausted. And every so often, you do legitimately find yourself in situations that can be dangerous. But every single trip I've taken has been worth it. There was one experience that I'll never forget that I really want to share with you, because it was the first time I truly understood the value of what I do, of my camera, of my editing, of my platform. I was in a remote village in Kenya working with this charity that was feeding the local people. These people lived a massive landfill, like an endless expanse of waste where scavengers would dig through the trash, separating plastic from garbage just to earn a living. But it wasn't just their livelihood, it was their entire world. Like, their homes were built out of the trash. Entire neighborhoods were constructed from what the rest of the world had thrown away. At one point, a local man grabbed me and insisted that I follow him to his home. Normally, you're told to never wander off like that because it can be dangerous, but I took the risk anyway, and I followed him. He led me through his neighborhood, if you can even call it that, and introduced me to his neighbors.
Baba,
Who is this?
Ryan,
Is your son?
my
I'm
son,
not
no.
my son. Not my son.
Her son.
Daddy. Oh, go. Right, yeah.
Let's go photo visit. Balos. I called Balos. Balos wa Kenya. These are Balos from village. Balos.
It was a maze of makeshift homes, all built out of the landfill. He showed me everything, his garden, his water source. Oh, shut up, bro. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
And then touch him.
His home, his kitchen, his bedroom. And then at the end of it all, he looked at me and said something that I will never forget. I just want you to show people how we live so they can change the world and make it better for us.
This is a life. I need to help here. I don't help this life. Help your friends, your neighbors for this life. And then, can you see African, Kenyan? Help him. Can you see the bed?
My bed, can you see this?
Don't know that. Kenyan, African. Can you see the Kenyan when you live in? Survivors. Can you come to make this life easy?
Of course, I gave him money anyway, but I could tell that he genuinely meant what he said because he understood something in that moment that I took for granted. It's not every day that someone from the outside world shows up to his landfill with a camera. He knew that the opportunity to have his story told, to be seen, was more valuable than whatever money I could give him in that moment. That experience stayed with me. I've seen a lot of poverty in my travels, enough to become desensitized to it, but this I couldn't shake. This man lived in a landfill. Meanwhile, much of the world, the so-called first world, is built on infrastructure, comfort, abundance, roads, highways, clean water, hospitals, schools, jobs, internet, opportunity. Even the poorest among us carry $1,000 phones. And yet here he was, living in conditions that felt not just impoverished, but disconnected from time itself. It wasn't just poverty. It was like he was living in the past, without even the basic amenities that Americans had nearly 100 years ago. It was dystopian, surreal. I remember thinking it felt like something out of District 9, like I had stepped into a world that shouldn't exist, but does. That moment changed me forever. It pushed me to stay on the path that I'm on now. At the time, I didn't have a large following. In fact, I didn't even have a following at all. And I had a decision to make because I had opportunities to pursue a more traditional career path like law school, a safer path, a more predictable path. But I chose this path instead, to witness history, to interpret it, to share it, and hopefully to preserve it, not just for you, but for the generations of people that come after you. That decision is why I've been able to do the work I do today, exposing, debunking, challenging the mainstream media narrative, documenting and interpreting events as they unfold. And a big part of that traces back to that man and that moment in a landfill in Kenya. So now I take this journey to Iran knowing that it will change me, knowing that I will encounter experiences that reshape my understanding of the world entirely, and knowing that whatever comes next, I will be better prepared for it because of what I witnessed there. I also go with the understanding that there are real risks. I could get hurt, God forbid, something worse. And there is a very real possibility that if I return to the United States, I could face serious consequences, even accusations as extreme as treason. We're already seeing the president throw that label around. People like Tucker Carlson are already being accused of it. Candace Owens even tweeted that if they arrest Tucker, we ride at dawn. So I guess my hope is that if God forbid that happens to me, that she'll ride for me too. But in all seriousness, I'm not too worried about it because I know that you will stand with me. Anyway, that's my update. I'll do my best to keep posting and sharing updates with you while I travel, but you'll have to be patient with me. The updates might take me longer. Internet connection and communication might be inconsistent. So if you don't hear from me, don't panic. It doesn't mean I'm dead. It most likely just means I'm busy or somewhere with terrible internet connection. Anyway, pray for me, wish me luck, and make sure you're following me everywhere. Instagram, X, my website, everything is linked in the description of this video. Stay tuned. I can't wait to take you all on this journey with me. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care of yourselves.
Trust nothing. No